use of cloud-based softwares, they are pretty much part of digital transformation. So we are still talking about digital transformation. However, there are many ways in which the digital transformation is affecting the other processes. So accounts payable, the recording of the invoices, to paying the invoices, to settling the to reconciling with the supplier, it's all can be done digitally. So there are now softwares which are providing customer portals, which and supplier portals, where the supplier can upload the invoice automatically. It records, it scans the invoice, it records it automatically in your accounting software, and the due dates are generated automatically. And then when the systems is up, when the due dates is arriving, it automatically creates an alert for the accounting payable processor. They will just go into the process the payment. The payment is done automatically from the system through the bank. There is no manual intervention, and the report is updated on the supplier portal. So the supplier is able to see what payment they have received, what payment they have outstanding, what are the issues with the invoices, and whether they has been paid or not. If the payment has been generated, which invoice has been paid. So you don't have to have multiple staff in accounts payable to handle these kind of transactions. So digital transformation can really help to make processes faster, scale the business, and also maintain the FTE, low FTE, because it does involve a capital investment, but it saves a lot of time and creates a transparency. Similar way for invoicing and collections, there are customer portals where you issue the invoices. The customer gets notified that the invoice has been created. Like nowadays, the subscription companies are working. You could create the invoices, you could create auto pay, you could create the subscription based on automatic collection, based on the preferred payment methods. So that all is done automatically whenever the system or the services are produced. The person responsible for servicing, they just update the system that this invoice has been generated. Invoice will automatically go to the customer. The customer will look at it, pay online or pay offline or however, and then it just then the person will just update the collections is done on. And then what more can see is also that the even though the collections is done, what happens if the collections are not there? So the system will automatically remind the customer that their dues are there, right? If the dues are not paid on some time, it can even automatically cut the services. If you are providing a digital access or something, that could easily be done without having a manual intervention. But that being said, is very dangerous sometimes, because the algorithms are very strict. In the business, we are not that strict. We may have to be accommodative to the supplier, to the customer needs. So whenever you are doing a digital transformation, you need to be wary of what are the preferences of the business, whether they want to how strict they want to go with the rules based accounting. So these are called rule based processes, which are very strict and very difficult to maintain. And then the expense approvals and claim processing are also getting digitalized. There are apps where you can take a you can take a travel advance online, you apply online, you get it online, you get paid into your account. While you are going on the go, you can upload the invoices into your claims, and then just submit the claim, and it will automatically process the claim, right? If your money is more, you would require to pay back, or if the money is less, you would get a check. So that kind of thing is also happening. In the past, we used to have I remember when around 10 years 15 years back, I used to do a audit of a news agency. And as you would imagine, news agency had tons of reporters, and all of them take travel advance. So there was two peoples working only on travel advance, just only working on travel advance. They manage the advance given, they manage whether the claim has been submitted or not, the claim is good or not. And then they will just adjust whether the person has to return the money or person has to pay the money. And then the approval process, whether the claim has been approved by the department head, by the finance, by the relevant persons or not. So those are all, it was a whole department. And there was pain that The peoples don't get their travel claims fast enough. There were frauds that people use the money from the travel claims when they are submitted. They don't submit to the bank, and then they could use the money. So there was a lot of things happening in that news agency. Now, when I look at that, once they have done the digital transformation, it's fast and is easier. There's less chances of fraud. Then there are smart contracts. You may issue contracts using the new technology for called blockchain. You might be aware of cryptocurrencies and the bitcoins. So they use the underlying technology called blockchain. The same blockchain is being used for contracts, smart contracts, which are issued. Once it's issued, it's done, and you cannot change it. Anybody can have access to those smart contracts. So that's again another benefit, another digital transformation. This is not used as frequently as of now, but it's coming very fast. And the real-time data visualization, there are multiple apps like Power BI, Tableau, or there are other applications which creates data visualization in real time. They fetch the data from your servers, update there are models, data models. You create a data model, and then the dashboards are created in the Power BI or in Tableau. Whenever there is a new data, the data visualization is automatically updated immediately, so you could see it real time. So there are certain dashboards which you want to see every day, which you want to see every week. And if you ask, if you need finance or accounting to update those visualization, it will take weeks. Rather than that, they are connected to the server, and then you could get updated visualization on your palms, because they all have mobile and Android apps. So that's digital transformation on very some aspects. There are many more, like payroll processing, like the accounting or the submission of tax returns, submission of your annual reports. There are many other which are also on the way of digital transformation. So these are just a few of them in processing. So that's again another change with that you would see in coming days. Many of them are already happening. Some of them will happen. So there are some use cases of this digital transformation. So there are digital dashboards where you create the real-time visualization. So there were some uh, team sports like football, basketballs. They have jersey sales week on a week. They allow the retail chains to update the stocks of the specific players based on their performance. So if their performance is good, they know that the demand for the demand for these jerseys gonna increase. They can increase, and then the stock is not enough. They can produce more and will make the available stock. If they think the performance is going down, they would stop providing more stocks, because they expect the sales will go down. So that's one type of the use case that are being used in the industry. And then onboarding in financial institutions, if you have applied for a credit card, if you applied a new digital banking, usually you get automated onboarding. So you apply online, you get your credit card approved automatically or your bank account approved automatically, and then you would get the you would get your data entries automatically for every new customer. So that would reduce the time and the errors. I remember the day when I opened the bank account, my name was spelled wrong on the bank account itself, you can imagine. And my date of birth was wrong, so because it was manual, there was typo error, and then I have to go and take 10 days to change that. Right now, because I am providing that data, I cannot claim that it's wrong, right? Because I am providing it, and the bank is giving us a dashboard to change it ourselves. So we can change few things by ourselves if we have the proof, right? So that's the another use case. And there are compliances. So compliances also are require us to have a very very important aspect. So the dashboards can let us know if we are in compliance with the local limits. So it would analyze the data immediately and look at whether we are still within the limits, especially for the industry where the penalty is very very high. For example, shipping companies, for example, mining companies, for example, oil drilling companies. For example, the factories where they have to disseminate the sewage, whether that is within the limit prescribed by the municipality or not. So those all things can be prevented if we have digital records, right? So that's the some use cases of digital.